Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And 11.1 dumped on the most amount of class changes I quite literally feel like I have ever seen on the game, and it was overwhelming. It was a lot. So in today's video, I've got a tier list of kind of my initial response and data that I've gathered from other content creators based on how excited they are for the changes that are incoming for their specialization for the next patch. So which are looking like the most fun, like this is like, oh my god, I've got to play this class, versus hey, we just kind of stayed the same, or this might not be that great. So we're just looking at like overall excitement with the changes that are coming through, because it's so early. Viability is impossible to detect. So we're kind of just going on a trend of trying to figure out which specializations look like they're kind of Blizzard's favorite child for this patch, because oftentimes when that's the case, those specs end up being really good. So the first one, Affliction Warlock, you're not really getting a huge amount of attention. The new PvP talents, they're kind of DOA, dead on arrival. I don't see a way that you can utilize the Hellstones. They give you haste instead of healing. You're just really squishy. The only major change that we're seeing is that basically Drain Life Healing is being increased, or Drain Life Damage is being increased, and Soul Rot will give you a little bit more healing. So it's kind of just like, I think it's kind of the same, but in reality, Affliction Warlock was already really baller. It was already really fun. So it's like, you're pretty happy that it's staying the same. So I wouldn't say don't take this like, sometimes it's better to not change something that's not broken, and Affliction was already really good. And honestly, it's just getting a couple of little improvements. So it's about the same for me, at least. Maybe I could have put like slightly more fun or something. But I think it's going to end up being about the same spot. Now, Arcane, I think Arcane indirectly is getting more fun because your other specs are kind of getting nerfed. They're nerfing a lot of the instant casts of Frost and Fire, which is indirectly going to make Arcane more fun to play. And I just want to double check on Arcane specifically on what you're getting, if anything. I think they're looking at Sun Fury on trying to improve that. They're improving the UI, giving you a couple of touch-ups. So again, I think it's probably going to end up feeling about the same, but it's nice that you're getting a little bit more of kind of like a hero talent revamp. So maybe we put it here. Maybe we just, I don't know. Like, it's getting a little bit of an improvement. So you know what? I'm going to leave it there. It's not literally the same. I think that these specs are going to be really fun. We'll put them on the fun, maybe not super fun, not getting like these omega like new things coming in for you, but definitely they were on the top of the fun list. Like I would have put these easily in the top 5 most fun to begin with, and you're getting some improvements to hero talents enhancements. So why not just leave them on fun? Arms Warrior is getting defense buffs, which is exactly what they needed in terms of viability, and they're putting a lot more emphasis, I think, onto Mortal Strike when I was looking through the changes for Arms. So I definitely think that Arms is likely going to be really fun. I think that those improvements are going to make it a lot better. So we'll put it up here under the fun tier along with Arcane and Affliction as well. I don't know if it's super fun. I want to really reserve this for like really like over the top specializations. As far as the changes come through, these ones I think are just, I really enjoy my time when I'm on these specs, and they're getting a nice little touch up, some hero talent revamps. So they're looking good. Now for Assassination Rogue, I don't remember this one specifically, so I just want to double check on it. There's so many specs, so many changes, so please bear with me if I have to go back and look at a few of them, because you can see like even just trying to scroll through them. Oh yeah, okay, so Rogue is getting basically nothing. So Assassination, so this is where the category for same definitely comes into play. Assassination Rogue is definitely samesies, but Assassination Rogue looked like if I was going to play a Rogue spec like right now, it would have been Assassination Rogue. So again, just because it's samesies doesn't mean like you should be worried about it, right? I think you're more worried if you're like slightly worse or you're territory. If it's same or above, like I think you're going to be very happy with your spec. Now Boomkin, I've seen a lot of druids really happy with the baseline tree revamp. It seems like a lot of people like they finally got it, and they made things I think like decurse baseline, although maybe now Boomkin can't get it at all. I don't think the PTR is up. As soon as it is, I'm going to be logging on all these individual specs and really just hammer testing them individually. So make sure to smash the subscribe button if you want to see that content moving into the future, because some of these reworks are absolutely crazy. I got to get my hands on them as soon as I can. So it's hard for me to say, and I think most of the people being positive towards the Druid Tree rework are PvEers. And not so much PvPers from what I've seen on social media. But Boomkin, I think, is going to be able to get Skull Bash. I'm not really a big fan of that just because it's an extra keybind. I'm gonna have to struggle, like even as a veteran player, I feel like I'm gonna struggle to be putting Skull Bash on the bar at that point. And I'm just trying to do my best to scroll up to Druid just to double check and make sure that there wasn't anything major along with Boomkin, but I really don't think there was. It's just like baseline tree. Cyclone is getting reduced to 5 seconds, so like to me, Boomkin probably ends up being about the same. The Cyclone nerf would make me think that you're slightly worse. But then the Druid Talent Tree revamp might put it about the same. So Boomkin's probably ending up in about the same spot. Beast Mastery, I really like the Hero Talent revamp that they're giving to Pack Leader. They're going to be giving you basically like what they should have originally in my mind, which is Rexar. You get all these cool Rexar effects and Rexar pets and all of this cool stuff. You're being given like unique, like you can play single pet gameplay, but they've said that it's likely going to underperform. So it's kind of just if you want to play single pet gameplay, you can do it. But I think this Pack Leader talent rework is one of the better ones. So for me, I'm going to put Beast Mastery up onto the fun tier. I don't think it's like Omega super fun just yet, but I really think that it got a lot of good attention on the hero talent trees that it needed. Blood DK, I think you're probably going to end up being about the same on DK, although DKs are not too happy. I think you guys got nerfed on your durability. DK basically just kind of got nerfed in general, other than maybe a couple of unholy changes that improved you. But Blood DK, I think, is likely feeling about the same. So we'll leave it right there. Tank specs are really hard for me to speak a lot to. So I think for the most part, most of the tank specs are staying the same. Demonology Warlock, I think they focused in a lot on like Hand of Gul'dan and trying to give you more focus damage and a bit more instant cast damage, which I definitely think is good. That's from my memory. So yeah, with Doom, with Demonic Core, when Doom expires, you have more chance to get Demonic Core, trying to give you more control of your gameplay, basically, which I think overall is a good improvement. So Demonology, I already think that it's fun right now. I think with those improvements, it's still going to continue to be fun. So I'm going to bump it up into the fun tier. Destruction Warlock, they're trying to give you some passive. So they're trying to make Destro a little bit more new player friendly because it had a bunch of new abilities introduced. So if you're a new player, Destro looks like it could be a lot of fun. And a lot of the baseline passive effects that are just giving you like new animations and proccing in rifts seem kind of cool. It's really, again, up to tuning as to whether or not they'll actually be competitively viable. But for me, I think Destro looks fun. I think it looks fun. Again, we're just looking strictly at fun. Devastation, I don't like that. I think they're taking away gameplay from Eternity Surge. I think that they're making it basically like a random targeted spell. And again, I have to test that to confirm that 100%, but it's my biggest concern right now for Devastation is that they're changing it from hitting the target and around the target to just blasting things around you. And that could be really bad. And I'm trying to find Evoker here so we can make sure that I'm not like just guessing that because of how many changes that came through. But I'm like 99% sure that I have very big concerns for it. For Devastation, for this one right here, Eternity Surge now targets enemies within a 25-yard radius. Previously it was 12 yards, but it's like, so it's going to hit pets. There's a lot of pets in PvP. There's probably even more pets on this patch. So I'm really worried about that. They are giving you some Flame Shaper updates just to the baseline hero talent tree, which does look nice. Trying to make it so you're casting Fire Breath more, focusing more on fire spells. So I do like that element. But the baseline changes for Devastation, my biggest concern is just the Eternity Surge one. Even in PvE, you know, if it hits a mob that you don't want to hit or something, I don't know about this. This change, I don't know. That's my biggest concern. I don't know how these improvements will play out in PvE for like Firestorm and AoE, but they're probably non-existent in PvP. So for me, Devastation, I kind of want to put it on because I'm not sure. And I don't know how many specs we're going to put onto but I feel like I'm pretty worried about Eternity Surge. But then nothing else is really changing, so you're kind of just the same. So like if you play Scale Commander, it's mostly just if your Eternity Surge is going to hit random pets or not. Disc Priests are really happy. I think every single healer almost is really, really, really happy. I'm going to use Control Find to try and find Priest because this is taking too long to find everything. But Discipline Priest is getting like a huge amount of changes, more sustain for all across its entire kit. I actually can't believe the attention it got. Main concerns though are that they are removing Rapture. So they are trying to do like an ability prune. They think that Disc had too many cooldowns, but they're buffing her baseline abilities to compensate. So it's hard for me to say how that will feel. Again, I think as a new player, that will feel better, you know, less keybinds. But it depends on the tuning. But Disc was already the most fun. It was the most fun healer. So like for me, I think it's going to end up still being fun. Hopefully it's just going to be better for newer players and provide better gameplay because you're not just like infinitely rotating through cooldowns for them. So I think this will end up being fun. Elemental Shaman, this one, I don't remember if it got like, I think they're completely changing what's the ability? Primordial Wave. They're making Primordial Wave, instead of like this ramp up to a bunch of lava bursts, it's just going to be a streak of damage across multiple flame shocks. They're giving you new lightning bolt animations, and I don't know how shamans keep getting away with getting so much attention lately, but you guys are getting so much attention. So I think Elemental Shaman is likely going to still be fun. I think it's going to be fun. For sure. So I'll put elementals up here. You can see a lot of specs are fun. Like there are a lot of them are fun. Some of them staying the same. Enhance, hard to say. This one is a bit more worrisome. Basically, they're trying to change your focus on how much maelstrom you're spending. This is the one that could be like one of the most chaotic ones. So I'm thinking it's like possibly like this one could be crazy, or it's really they're buffing like a lot of your melee, a lot of your physical damage, which is in PvP is not generally that great, and even in PvE, right? You know being close to the boss is usually difficult to survive. So I think for me this is like the first one where it's kind of like I'm somewhat afraid of what's going to happen with Enhancement Shaman. It could be hit or miss, and I'll update this as we go along and as we test more. This is like one of the specs that I'm absolutely going to log on. Like if you're on the fringe, I'm absolutely logging on this when the PTR comes on to check out what's going on with it, because I think it's that big. Now with Druid, with Feral Druid, I think you're getting just buffs because you just don't do very good damage in PvE, but they're removing some PvP talents that give you durability and movement speed, so you can see just like ferocious bite buffs, shred buffs, but I don't think you're getting any like major like complete, it's mostly just damage increases is what I'm noticing. Maybe some slight redistribution in terms of potency towards certain talents. That the Cyclone nerf is also going to hit you. So Feral Druid's probably about the same. Again, if you're in PvE, you're probably happy about it getting damage buffed, but as far as like a fun factor, I think it's probably going to end up feeling about the same. Fire Mage and Frost Mage are big O's. These are big O's. They're moving completely away from a lot of the instant casts. They don't like how spammy Fire is. Same thing with Enhance. They don't want like your action bar lighting up all the time. Seems like these are like the high risk specs that they're kind of going along with. Mage, they're taking a lot of damage out of your Fingers of Frost, I think, and putting them into other abilities. So these guys, like, they're getting changes that could radically improve the game. They could be amazing, but at the same time could just completely destroy your spec. So like these are like like I gotta pay attention to these specializations. Frosty K, you're not too happy about this. I think you guys are just flat out slightly worse. You're going to be squishier, which was changes made for PvE, but I don't feel like really needed for PvP and Death Knights. And they're removing your AoE stun PvP talent and giving you a different talent that just kind of like does a lot of damage. So you're losing your ability to hold targets together, which is going to be really bad in PvP, and you're getting less tanky. So Frosty K, you're slightly worse. Sorry guys, you were on the up in the more recent patches. Like, you're really good right now, so get your fun in right now. But 11.1, yeah, I think they're honestly going to be slightly worse. Now Fury is getting some nice attention. They're looking at like making other abilities more fun and powerful, more damage into your Rampage, more damage on your avatar, I think, as well. I got to skip past all this Fury of the Eagle and Sun Fury stuff. There's a lot of Fury. So yeah, their main goal is to try and make Odin's Fury as powerful and as signature Fury ability independent of avatar. So they're trying to like split up some of your abilities a little bit more. So it could be fun. I wouldn't say it's like, I don't know. It'll probably, to me, it's kind of just about the same. I don't see that as being like a huge thing. So I'm just going to put it here under the same Z's. Guardian Druid, I think you're getting just like number tunings that are very similar to for Feral Druid. So not like a huge amount to really be thinking about here for Guardian Druids. But there's a lot of words that have Guardian in this as I'm trying to get up to Guardian Druid. Yeah, you're just getting damage buffs. Replacing Maul is kind of nice. Getting like some extra healing could be kind of fun. Some talents removed. I think the Druid tree rework is nice. I think it's probably just gonna be about the same. Havoc Demon Hunter is the first one we're putting on super fun. You're getting your Dragonfly set bonus for Throwglaive spamming out. You're getting the stun from Vengeance Demon Hunter, the lasso stun that you can throw people with, which seems wild. Like, you're getting massive damage tuning enhancements. Demon Hunter is like I think by far going to be the most improved specialization. It looks wild. You're able to get in a meta way more frequently. I-beam cooldown is way lower. Like, yeah, Havoc seems super fun. Holy Priest, same type of deal. They're giving you a complete touch-up, rework. Again, these are like the special childs, right? These are the ones where I'm feeling like these guys are going to just be absolutely pogging in the lair. They're completely focusing on new abilities, giving you more ways to cast those new abilities instantly. I really think that Holy Priest and Havoc are going to be really good. Holy Paladin, I think you guys are coming out of this slightly worse. You're losing Judgment to the Peer in PvP, which is a judge dispel. I think that's better for the game to lose that. But your Lightsmith, I think it's called, is getting nerfed again. So it might be completely dead, at least in PvP. Herald of the Sun's probably coming back full time. And the other healers, I think, are getting a lot more attention. So nerfs to you, losing some talents. You're probably going to feel like you're slightly worse for this patch. Now, Marksmanship Hunter, this is kind of, I don't know, this is the most polarizing one because I want to put it here. Basically, they're giving you the option to play Lone Wolf and then incorporating this new invisible pet that's going to fly around like an owl that adds extra effects to you, giving you Mortal Strike and all those other abilities. And as somebody who really wants to play a no pet hunter spec because I hate pet management, I'm really excited for that. And it seems like you're getting a huge bunch of stuff, move cast, aim shots, like I think it could be really good, but it could also be really bad. But I'm erring more on the side of super fun for right now as opposed to with these guys, because these guys are getting changes that historically have made the class underperform, whereas this it'll likely still be the same at least, but looks really cool. Mistweaver also looks really cool. They're buffing your kind of ranged melee. I can't really say that. Kind of ranged fist weaving style of play is getting a lot of touch ups. You're getting new lay on hands, instant healing. So Mistweaver has been on the up for a while now, and I've seen a lot of Mistweavers really excited for it. It looks like it's going to be super fun. Outlaw Rogue, I think you're honestly slightly worse. I'm pretty sure you're just getting nerfed on this, and that's it. Outlaw, yeah, it's reduced. I mean, this change to blind and gouge not breaking on certain thresholds could be nice, but I think you're probably just like slightly worse in terms of like excitement for stuff that's coming in or going out. I don't think it's like super poggers. For Preservation Evoker, I don't know if the changes to Flame Shaper are enough to get you to change from Chrono Warden at the moment, at least in PvP. But you are getting some attention towards those hero talents, and you're just a baseline fun spec. So I think I'm going to put you up here on looking pretty pog at the moment. Prot Warrior, they're trying to make you less spammy. And make, ignore pain, absorb a bit more, and you generate less rage. So it could be interesting to check out as far as tanks. Prop Paladin, I don't think you're getting really anything. Let me just see if we can get this going. If we can find the Prop Paladin fast enough. I'm already at Prop Warrior, so I'm going to guess that there wasn't a lot. Yeah, there really wasn't a lot. Okay, so Hammer of Light grants Shield of Righteous erupts a consecration beneath its target, increasing your haste by 12%. Additionally, Eye of Tear. So a little bit of improvement to Templar for Prot. I think Prot was already kind of fun. So I'm going to put it up here, focusing on some of the underperforming hero talent trees. I think it could put it into a bit of a better spot. Resto Shaman is getting a lot of crazy changes. They're deleting Ancestral Guidance, and deleting Ancestral Guidance and not properly compensating you could absolutely destroy your class. Right here, it's being removed. They're buffing Healing Stream Totem, but they're also still leaving kind of a lot of emphasis on Healing Rain. So in PvE, I think it's likely still going to be really good. I like this change that Mana Tide is just now encompassed with Healing Tide Totem. But now it means that the Healing Tide Totem is super valuable. So if you don't protect it or people are able to kill it, you're losing twice the value for it as well, which could be a bit rough. But I definitely think like Resto Shaman is something that needed to be looked at for keybind bloat. So Ancestral Guidance and losing Healing Tide, that's 2 binds, that it's being reduced down on. But I think it's probably kind of like an they say they want to focus on Riptide builds and stuff like that, which could be really good for you, especially in PvP. But I think for just on this first round of changes, my initial assessment, I'm thinking it's going to be kind of I kind of want to see where it goes from here. I think the intent is good, but I don't, what's been done so far, I don't know if it'll be enough. Resto Druid looks like it could be wild. You're getting a whole bunch of new stuff. You're able to, it's completely different class. So again, this is much like Marksman Hunter, where I don't know where to put it, honestly. It's like, it could be or it could be incredibly fun. I'm going to leave it on the super fun side for right now, because you're getting the Ancient of Lore new tree form animation. I really want to see what that looks like, and the effects that it has. And I think that Resto Druid it was due that they did some type of change to its mastery, so its gameplay can dramatically change. But it's such a wild change that like it could end up being Ret Paladin, hard for me to remember. I don't think you guys were getting really too much. So it looks like just kind of like UI improvements for Retribution Paladin. You guys can bubble to see stealth targets on the PvP side of things. I don't really understand that, but yeah, you can bubble. So maybe in the PvP side of things there was something, but you can see like Resto's had like a whole bunch of stuff. It's got a lot coming for it, but Retribution Paladin, I feel like it's kind of not that great. You're just kind of like the same, probably would be my best bet. How am I not able to find this, bro? There's so many like, oh, it's because they have PvP and then PvP specific. Okay, so PvP is just in everything, but I'm pretty sure Ret Paladin isn't getting like really too much. Yeah, you can see stealth when you bubble. Luminescence got buffed, so you just get, I don't know about this, like, I hate Luminescence because Luminescence is basically just, you know, ancestral guidance passively. I think it's unhealthy, so like over buffing it like this is kind of concerning. Also, Holy Paladins, you're losing double freedom and losing double bop, so I think it's fair to say that you probably feel slightly worse, but you are able to get magic bop. But I think losing double bop is a really big deal. Ret Paladin, you're probably just going to feel the same. I don't really see this changing. Shadow Priest, you literally didn't get anything, so here we go, guys. You're the same. Subtlety Rogue, you're losing Shadowy Duel. And that's why I'm going to put this on the because like Shadowy Duel has been a core part of your spec, and other than that, you didn't get any changes. So you're either the same or worse. So you're kind of it really depends on if they give you enough attention or not. Survival's getting a lot of Wildfire Bomb attention. Again, the pack leader changes could be cool to check out. So I'm going to put this one up under the fun tier. Unholy DK, I feel like you're probably going to feel slightly worse. You're just getting less tanky, basically. I don't think you're getting anything like huge. I just want to double check on the PvP side of things. Like, yeah, you're getting less tanky, less healing. On the top side, it's like you're getting a couple of ghoul things. So Unholy, probably not super poggers. Probably feeling a little bit worse after the changes for you. Vengeance, I feel like at least in a PvP side, you're unhappy because I can't remember what it's called, Illidan's Grasp, I think. Doesn't stun anymore. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't stun anymore. So this is the first one where like what I noticed for the changes for you is that you're probably going to feel slightly worse. Windwalker, I do not remember Windwalker. Windwalker is one that is definitely escaping me initially here. So I think that so they're focusing on your value for combo strikes. Oh, you're getting the Plunderstorm ability. Oh, you could be really fun. I'm putting you up on the really fun ability. You're getting plenty storm abilities, dude. I hope they start incorporating more of those. I actually think that a lot of those Plunderstorm abilities could easily be baseline class spells. They're really fun. They're really fun spells, like the Earth Shatter Leap for warriors, jumping in the air and then slamming down on somebody like that, like, or maybe even a shaman ability, like an enhancement shaman ability like that could be really cool. I really hope that they do more of this. I think that's super cool. For augmentation, I don't think you're happy. You guys are getting spam Sleepwalk for all evokers, which is cool, but Landslide is going to a PP talent, and they deleted Dream Protection. So it's like you're basically just losing Dream Protection, I think, which is kind of like your Mass Dispel. Aug is, I'm going to put it on I think it's probably going to be feeling as far as the changes coming through for it. So you can see, doesn't necessarily mean like, I guess I should put a slightly worse, because slightly worse means that you're like, you know, it's like it's going to perform worse and it's not really a lot exciting coming for you. Is more like, this could be crazy good for the game. I don't know. Or it could just completely destroy your spec. Super fun looks like it's just like, this is cool. This is going to be really good. These guys seem like they're getting just improvements and enhancements from where they were. These guys are just kind of staying where they are. And that's kind of just my initial assessment for 11.1. Just wanted to give you a tier list of what I'm thinking here in terms of like what's looking fun, what looks like it's probably going to slightly worse. Just one graphic image to describe what's changed, because there's just so much, right? I thought this would be good. So if you appreciate it, if you like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment down below with your thoughts. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.